What your business and your brand can learn from Under Armour's failure. Stay tuned.
Welcome to the WorkHARDAholic Show with your host, the original WorkHARDAholic, Shirley Crawford, author, speaker, and small business consultant for over 20 years, helping you to work hard, play harder, and business better.
Hello, and welcome back to the WorkHARDAholic Show. I am Shirley Crawford, your host, and today, all right, so there are lots of things that are happening out in the business community, and here's the thing. If you're a side hustler, an entrepreneur, even as a C-suite executive, you can learn so much from other people's mistakes. All right. So today I want to make sure we talk about Under Armour. That used to be the upstart, the one that was coming in to attack and be the competition for Nike that's now floundering. But before we do that, I want to talk a little more locally. All right. So this message here is actually for my Richmond RVA individuals and those who are in the metropolitan Richmond area, which is where I'm located. It's my hometown. It's my home. It's where I always come back to no matter how many stamps are in my passport. There are a couple things I want to share with you all. So for those of you who are out there, because as a small business consultant, the number one question that or concern that I always get outside of money is always about where are the resources? Where do I go to get my LLC? Where do I go for insurance? Who do I talk to about my marketing? What are the funds that are out there? Are there grants? People are constantly asking me questions, and their number one complaint is not knowing where to go, who has what, or the next steps. They don't know the roadmap. So, in addition to the fact that I created a roadmap that actually anyone can use wherever you are within the United States. Outside of the United States, it's usable, but some of the pieces might need to be tweaked for your particular country. But if you're here and you really want that, let me know. I might actually share that one day, my roadmap. In addition to that, there's a new resource here in Richmond, and it's called Rich RVA. That's right, make your money. Rich RVA, and it stands for Resource Information Connection Hub RVA. The real main focus of it is it's actually focused on Black and brown business owners, but it's a tool that any entrepreneur, side hustler, business owner can utilize. So if you're like, hey, I don't know, I have a business idea. I'm not sure what to do next. You can actually go on to the website, richrva.com. You can see the general information, but then you can actually create an account. And then there are roadmaps that are set out for those who are just getting started, those who've been in business for 2 years. We say start up, scale up, sustain. I never remember all the S's, but you go to the website, there are different categories. Even for those of you who've been in business for some time and you're ready to sell your business, or you're looking to scale, there are resources there for you. And here's the real beauty of it. It costs you zero. Totally free. The website itself is sponsored in part by JP Morgan Chase. And right now, I know they're looking for some other people to help with funding it and making sure that it's operational. But here's a resource just for you. So once again, richrva.com. If you don't have the dollars to hire an amazing consultant like myself, here you go. You can get started with the site, richrva.com. And I'm super excited about it, in case you couldn't tell, because it's about time that there was a resource and information. So I always feel so sad when people get to me and they're like, I didn't know. That excuse no longer exists. Now you can go to the website. Once again, richrva.com. and find out more about what resources are available with regards to money, marketing, finance, whatever you're looking for in your business, it should be there. It connects you to other government agencies, all kinds of things, all right there, one space just for you. Whew. All right, while I'm super excited about that, okay, for those of you outside of Richmond, I'm coming back to you now. So right after this commercial break, we're going to talk about Under Armour and how their failure could help you figure out how you can be more successful in your business. Be right back.
Ladies, are you looking to move your office from your kitchen table to a space of your own? Are you ready to take your business to the next level? Are you looking for co-working and community? Well, then come join us at the Women's Business Center RVA, located at 1510 Willow Lawn Drive, Suite 100, directly across the street from the Kroger at Willow Lawn. Visit us on the web at wbcrva.com or on social media at WBCRVA. When you're ready for more than just office space, come join the WBCRVA family.
At Richmond Dentistry for Children, Dr. Randy Adams and Dr. Brandon Allen are crazy about your kids and their teeth.
With compassionate care, our professional staff treats your kids like they were our own.
Call us today to make an appointment at 804-780-2888 or check us out on the web at richmonddentistryforchildren.com. Let Richmond Dentistry for Children take care of your kids' teeth today for a healthy tomorrow.
Listen, attorney Alex Taylor is a soldier in a suit, defending anyone with criminal charges, DUIs, and more. Call Alex Taylor, your soldier in a suit, at 804-500-5000.
I'm Alex Taylor. Don't face your criminal charges alone. Put a former prosecutor with 30 years of experience on your side. Let me show you how a soldier fights for your freedom.
Call 804-500-5000 or go to alextaylorlaw.com.
Welcome back. Okay, for those of you who are just tuning in, where have you been? We already got started. We were just talking about a resource that we have here in Richmond, Virginia for small business owners, entrepreneurs, even those who've been in business for some time, so that you can stop asking the question of, where do I find this? I don't know. It's all right there on richrva.com. And now I want to talk to you all about learning from other people's mistakes. Say, especially as a small business owner, you don't always have a large team. A lot of you are solopreneurs, it's just you, or you might have your kids that you're making them do work. Whatever the case is, it's so much helpful if you can figure out information without having to go through every experience. You don't have to get sued to understand the legal process. That's all I'm saying. Okay. So in this case, Under Armour. Everyone familiar with Under Armour? Like, how can you not be? I love their logo. I've always thought it was very unique. It's a U and an A intertwined. Whoever created it, good job. Okay, so back in 1996, Kevin Plank is the founder. He was a 23-year-old athlete. And so he realized that there was a need, and which we could all appreciate. Like, before wicking was a normal thing, right? Especially for those of you, like my marathon runners, all of you out there doing your thing, you all know what it's like, that you get all sticky and sweaty, and you don't want that on your body. It feels nasty, just FYI. So Under Armour came along, created this revolutionary product that allowed athletes, professional and amateur, hobbyists like myself, to be able to work out and not feel yucky. And now I'm also inclined to believe you're closer to being sick with having all that sweat like right next to you. Ugh, such a nasty feeling. Anyway, they came up with this revolutionary idea. And they grew by leaps and bounds. I mean, they were on Nike's heels. And then they were able to get like some really great celebrities to sign on with them. So Steph Curry is still an Under Armour representative, and so is Dwayne Johnson. But here's the thing. Here is where the cookie crumbled. And I'm quoting actually the founder. So the founder was there. He I don't know if he was forced away or if he resigned. I'm not sure. But the original founder wasn't with the company anymore. They had some other people in there. You all know how that works. If you ever see a large company like Starbucks, you see the others where the founder is in, the founder is out, the founder is in, the founder is out. Well, now Kevin Plank is back on board to right the ship, as he says. And he says the major problem that they had is that, listen to this, they were doing too much. This, to me, is a standard entrepreneurial area of concern. Because as an entrepreneur, you have so many brilliant ideas, so many lovely thoughts. You run this way, you run that way, you run that way. Oh, I'm going to do this. You see something else happening. I'll try this. And then you lose your focus. You lose where you're supposed to be. You lose sight of what you're supposed to be accomplishing. So this promising company that was really meant to be like a strong Nike competitor has kind of lost its way. And so like right now they've been courting Caitlin Clark, who is like everyone's talking about, right? Because she's that up and coming #1 draft pick for the WNBA. Got to watch her play a little bit. Amazing job. And so they've been fighting the good fight to try to get her to be a rep for their shoes in Under Armour. All right. And so No one thinks they're going to get it. Everyone thinks that she's going to go with Nike, but that's not the point. The point is they're doing all kinds of things. So they started off with their lovely, undershirts that help you wick away, And so, but now the question is, are they shirts? Are they shoes? Are they like performance drinks? Like what's their lane? So here's the part that really pertains to you when it comes to your business, right? You have to decide for yourself, like, what is your focus going to be? And in a little bit, I want to talk just a little bit about like your business plan and how those ideas are working together to make sure that you are on track for where you want to be. So as we look at the Under Armour story, you can sit back and you wonder to yourself, did they lose their way because they kept changing CEOs? Is that what it was? Is it the vision from the top down that was lost? Did they lose their way because they really are in a lot of different lanes and their attention was too diverse and too widespread? Um, did they lose their way because they were so busy looking at their competition that they forgot who they were? And these are the things that happen. It's so easy when you're out there. I always think of the example. So, track was my chosen form of athleticism growing up. And so, here's the thing they always teach you: when you're running, you can't look back. If you look back, then you're going to stumble, you're going to fall. You mess up your flow when you're looking over your shoulder at the person behind you. So then the question becomes, how do you keep being the front runner? How do you keep running forward and then still be aware of what the other people behind you are doing, because it could have an impact? I look at the example of Best Buy in Circuit City. Like, anyone remember Circuit City? Right? It's been a while. I had the pleasure of working there for a summer at one point in time. And the inside of it is a medium. I got to work in the media department. And the media there is a media monster. All right. And so I was so surprised that all this time that I was there, I never dealt with anything that was in electronics equipment. Never. All of my time was spent. They did celebrity endorsements. Um, I like popular singing groups, athletes that would come and sign like little helmets. And they did all kinds of things in the media department. But now, at any point in time, did we ever have a conversation about promotion for, the equipment, the things they actually sold in Circuit City? And also, there was a level of arrogance, right? Because when you're the big dog, you're thinking, who's this little puppy and why should I care? And so Circuit City had enough power that they could have squeezed Best Buy out of the market before they ever got started. That's how much power they have, but they weren't wielding that. They were focused on brighter, brighter, brighter instead of getting better, better, better. And I'm sad that they're gone because they were actually a Richmond-based, company. So always want to support. But unfortunately, they are no longer with us. And we can learn from their lessons. And that's really the point of taking a moment to not have to worry about how should I manage this, by learning from the example of others like Under Armour, like Circuit City, and there are tons others that you can look at, right? There are tons. I'm looking at the fact we talked a couple of weeks ago about all of the Dollar Generals, Family Dollar, that were closing. Right. And then as we look at the model of Dollar Tree, right? I think I mentioned before, Dollar Tree is now, they're in the process of having their items go up to $7 inside of the store. And when I look at that, I think to myself, this is leaving room for a competitor to step in, because they're leaving the market that brought them here, which were those low cost items. There you go. And that's what brought people to the store. People accepted that 25% increase to $1.25. But when you start getting to the $7, they're changing their target market. And part of the reason why they are comfortable going up to the 7 is because affluent or more wealthy families are now also shopping at Dollar Tree. So it's giving them this false sense. And here's the thing: when the market changes again And it will. So right now we're talking about inflation and other things that are happening. But at some point in time, things are going to level out. And so that affluent shopper is not going to be at Dollar Tree because it's going to be beneath them again. And then what's going to happen is that Dollar Tree is going to have lost their core target market because some other dollar store, mark my words, some other dollar store is going to come in and snatch up all those clients. It's just waiting to happen. Right? So these are the things that we want you to know, be aware, and learn about your business because you don't want to be out here like Dollar Tree having this temporary insanity. Bless you all. Or you don't want to be like Circuit City that ignored its competitors like Best Buy. And you don't want to be like Under Armour was, which was out there doing so much that it missed its target audience, it missed its target market. And now there are competitors out there, the Hoka and On, that are out there now being the startup, that Under Armour was. All right. So all these are lessons that we can learn from. And after this commercial break, I want to talk to you about some core things you should be asking yourself about your business, about your brand, so that you can make sure that you're never in these situations as these other companies are. All right. Right back after this commercial break.
Are you only identified as mommy, as the employee, as the worker bee? Well, you know what? It's time for you to be identified as you. There is more to you than your function for others. Come discover it at the Diva Mastermind Retreat. That stands for doing it very authoritatively. It's time for you to find your voice, find your place, and make your mark. Join us October 7th through 11th this year in 2024 in Outer Banks, North Carolina, where we'll help you with mastermind moments. We'll help you with seminars, sessions, and the camaraderie of other boss ladies just like you. Don't forget to join us for the fun. Visit Diva Mastermind at groovepages.com to get your ticket today. Only 3 spots left. We'll see you then.
Life can be a struggle. Find hope, healing, and answers at the Abundant Life Church of Christ, a place to encounter God through uplifting worship, singing, prayer, the preach word, and fellowship. One step can change your life. One step could shift your destiny. There has never been a better time to take that step than now. Come be our guest every Sunday at 10 a.m. at the Abundant Life Church of Christ, a place where you belong.
Ladies, are you looking to move your office from your kitchen table to a space of your own? Are you ready to take your business to the next level? Are you looking for co-working and community? Well, then come join us at the Women's Business Center, RVA, located at 1510 Willow Lawn Drive, Suite 100, directly across the street from the Kroger at Willow Lawn. Visit us on the web at wbcrva.com or on social media at WBCRVA. When you're ready for more than just office space, come join the WBCRVA family. Got a question about your small business? Trying to figure out what to do to start a business? Are you a C-suite executive trying to figure out some leadership tools and resources that you need? Well, we've got answers for you. Submit your questions, concerns, thoughts to admin@WorkHARDaholics.com. That's WorkHARDaholics.com. And you might hear your question, or at least the answer to it, on our next episode. In honor of the Women's Business Center RVA 5-year anniversary, the countdown is on. Ladies, it's time for the WBC RVA Toolkit. You don't want to miss it. It means every Thursday you co-work not for free, but it's included. So that's co-working every Thursday. Each month there's one seminar and one group coaching. So all day Thursday you can come hang out here at the Women's Business Center RVA, and it's just $25 a month. Tell them about it, Joanne.
And a couple of the topics that we will be talking about, discussing and reviewing and going through are starting a business the right way, because we do want to start off the right way. We're also going to talk about a business model canvas and how your company creates value for its customers. Also goal setting, which is very important. Finances, even developing your pitch, also social media distribution and content, and much, much more. So we are excited about seeing you there. So you can register today at WBCRVA.com.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Okay, so we've had a little bit of a meaty conversation today. We talked about Rich RVA, we talked about Under Armour and the chinks in their armor. Okay, and so now I want you to learn from their experiences, so that you don't have to keep rotating the CEO for your business to be successful. All right, so you all know I love a good business plan. I just do. They are an amazing tool to have. And while you do all the work up front, and it might take you a couple days, it might take you a week, depending on how deep you're getting into it, it might take you a month. But when you have it, you have the right foundation. So then when you get in these situations where you're just like, oh, I think we should do this, I think we should do that, you always have this living, breathing document that you can refer to keep you on the right path. As we've already established, that was Under Armour's they're failing. I doubt anyone went back to revisit the business plan. They probably kept going, "Great idea, let's move this way." Or, "Hey, here's the trend, let's follow it," instead of being the trend setter. So for you, all right, everybody out there have a business plan? I know the answer, but I'm asking anyway, all right? Most of you don't. I know it. I've shared with you previously about the business canvas model, which gives you an opportunity to answer the 9 questions that you normally have on the full business plan, so that you can at least have addressed each of those areas for your business success. Today, especially with Under Armour in mind, there are some specific questions that I want you to answer and acknowledge, so that you can make sure that you're on the right path. Even for those of you who have not and refuse to write a business plan, here are some questions that you can ask. And then what you're going to do is you ask them, I need you to write it down, because later on you're going to come back and revisit. I always recommend to my clients and anyone else who's listening that you review your business plan every quarter. That's every 3 months. Okay. Every 3 months, you sit down with your business plan and you review these questions, and it helps you figure out, are you on the right path to where you meant to be? Because it's so easy to get off track. I say it for myself the same way I say it for you. It's so easy to have squirrel moments and be distracted and totally miss being aligned to your vision. So the questions that I want you to ask yourself, first and foremost, who are you? Who are you? So normally we start off and we spend all this time focused on what's the name of our business, all right? And that's great, but names can be changed. They can be, all right? But you start off with, what's the essence of your brand? What's it about? So it's the who are you? What do you want to do? So a lot of times, like Under Armour came in with this desire to revolutionize the industry by providing, as from one athlete to another, materials that would help athletes be more successful. That was the whole point of coming on board. It was started by an athlete creating products for athletes. So, what's your reason? What's your reason for existing? Like, what do you want to do? So, I use myself as an example. I started small business consulting. I feel like I had no choice, because I saw so many people who were starting businesses and not doing it the right way, or who didn't have the right knowledge or information or resources, or didn't have a soundboard. And I was just passionate about it. So, in everything else that I do, like even right now, as I'm restructuring my business and things that are one of my businesses and things that I'm working on, I go back to my why. Why? What do I do? I help you. I help entrepreneurs, I help C suite executives, I help leaders better develop themselves, their products, their services, so that they can help their community reach their target market, be successful, and leave a legacy. That was a lot, but I do a lot, right? And so if I'm looking at another project, then I have to know, am I doing it because it's a cash cow? Am I doing it because it adds on to my services that I already offer? Like, I don't just add things on willy-nilly. And so the cash cow piece means there are some products, like there are some things that I do. Like, I have several side hustles. There are some things that I do that I recognize I'm only doing that because it brings in this amount of money, especially if it's passive income. Gotta love passive. And so that helps you to know why you're doing. And when you're considering a partner, a project, or even a new product or service, if it doesn't align, then you know that means either you're starting a new business or you're not doing it. Just that simple. Okay. The next question you want to ask is, who do you want to impact? And it goes back to what I just said a little while ago. Like the reasons why I knew I started doing what I was doing, it was to make an impact in my community, my society, the people around about me, to make sure that they were receiving what they needed so that they could be successful. Well, who do you want to impact? Now, keeping in mind for some business owners, it's not about passion, right? So we have serial entrepreneurs, oftentimes who are just really smart people who know how to start a business, who know how to be successful, but it might not be a passion product. And that's fine. So that means they start a business, they succeed, they sell it to someone else. They start another business, they succeed, they, pass it off to someone else. They have a company that runs it and they're not a part of it. So that's why you always want to know, like, who do you want to impact? Or if it's just a matter that you're doing this to make the money to move on to your next goal. All right. My favorite question that I love to ask is, what does success look like for you? And this is a question that changes, it alters, right? So when I was younger, when I first started working, when I first started out, money was like a big measurement for me. And then you get it, and then it's like, okay, what next? So then I got more into my passion of impacting people in their lives and making generational changes in people's lives. And then now I'm actually a bit of a hybrid now. I'm still very much into making an impact, but I also have a specific dollar amount that I want to have in mind so that, one day soon I can fully retire and only work as I please. So you have to know like where you are in that sense of measurement, right? And I always revert to, why did you start this business? Why did you take that job? If you know your why, it will always fuel everything else, and you'll remember your why. I feel sad for the people that I consult with who started their business to make a change and then became the exact replica of who they didn't like, the businesses they didn't appreciate. They became exactly what they've always despised. So once again, having all these questions in mind, having your business plan will help you to stay on track so that, unlike Under Armour, you don't have to keep coming back and getting a new CEO. You don't have to keep coming back having a new mission or vision. You can stay on track, stay successful, and accomplish exactly what you set out to do. All right. As we always say, it's been my pleasure to hang out with you all today. And as we like to say, again, live better, do better, be better, and happy entrepreneuring. Ta-ta.
Like, share, subscribe, repeat. Like, share, subscribe, repeat. 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 Thanks for tuning in to WorkHARDaholics. Support our show by following on YouTube and all major social media platforms at WorkHARDaholic. Until next week, happy entrepreneuring.